Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever back in the Alps once again. In the last episode we put together a rather splendid, if somewhat opportunistic, oil line, and we're looking at the arrival of the train, there we go, as it's coming in with a partial load of fuel, having had it refined. Actually, I quite like this under-bridge shot we've got going on here, and that will make a bit of cash. Which is very sorely needed at the moment. Having ramped up the loan to maximum, we're very much in need of some extra dosh coming in. Now I've played forward by a year and repaid $500,000. We ended up 350 grand up last year, even having paid back some of the loan, which was good. And this time around, hopefully, we'll be able to pay back a little bit more. So it's not going to be a spendy episode, this one. It's going to be a little bit more reviewing than anything else. I've bought a couple of extra wagons for the oil train because there is just plenty of demand for it. The other thing I've done is I've set all of my road vehicles to update to the latest and greatest models available. And hopefully, before the end of the episode, we'll see some Landauers and some Cannstadts rolling around the circuit. But as you can see from the sidings here next to the oil well, we've got 300 oil waiting. This basically means I need 2 trains. Either that or just some epic thing, but they're just not fast enough. 2 trains is going to be far preferable, ideally carting 150, 180 oil apiece. In order to keep the thing running. But I have observed something else, and actually this came out from the comments last time round, is my oil shuttles here are carting oil in both directions. So you go, well, that's pretty woeful. Well, it has to cart it because the oil refinery here is too far from the station to be directly relatable, directly usable. But what it does mean is that all of these oil shuttle wagons, there we go, there's 2 arriving at both ends. They're making profit in both directions. So I'm fine with that. That seems reasonable. For reasons I don't fully understand. I would see that one's also in range of the oil refinery. I wonder, because that's in range of both. But the station is not in range, but it is in range of both of these. So, given that they're, this chap is clearly struggling up the hill. And what speed are we doing here? 4 miles per hour. I have switched to Imperial for this episode, following the debate. Every time there's a debate regarding measurements, I will switch over. And we're playing agnostic here, friends. We will cover both metric and Imperial on a regular basis. Don't worry, we'll be back to metric before too long. Vent your concerns in the comments if you can be bothered. So yes, I wonder whether there is sense, and I think the answer is yes, there is sense in moving this depot down here so that we're not bleeding off speed so much. Maybe I should do that while the bombastic intro is doing its thing. Let's have a think here, because we can get these properly close. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Okay, well, I've done that, and in today's episode of Things I Hadn't Previously Considered, by switching the line around there, given that the station is currently full, I basically broke it. The factory stopped producing, the oil well stopped producing, and these carts were just rolling around empty, making me no money at all. So I've reverted, and yeah, let's kill that. That was just a bad idea. That was just 15 grand wasted. But learn from this lesson. So everybody seems to be happy enough. They're trucking stuff around a bit. Everyone seems to be pretty cheerful. We'll just leave them to it. Now, before we press on to anything more useful, and I've managed to earn a massive $282,000 of your dollars there. I wanted to take a quick trip to Bellin Thingamajig. Bellinzano. Bellin Bellinzona, there we go. Right, because while just pottering around, killing a bit of time, making a bit of cash, I stumbled upon something which is utterly worthwhile. Some of you will be aware of what I've stumbled on already, but for those of you who haven't, well, I don't know, maybe you'll find this delightful, maybe you won't. How far away is the flaming train? That's what we're waiting for. It's all the way over there, look. We're just going to have to wait for her to be coming down the mountain. And I realise that the song is actually coming round the mountain, but that doesn't make any sense in the context of what I was just saying. So you know, I've taken a bit of a liberty. But since we're here anyway, look at all this lot. We've got 46 and 44, and the numbers keep going up. People waiting to catch the 2 different services that come in and out of Bellinzona, which is terrific news because that means that every train that gets in here is running at capacity, which is entirely desirable. Right, okay, look, we're still waiting for this train to arrive, all right? Now, I mean, you know, it's going to be worth it. Trust me on this. Let's have a look at some charts while we wait. So far this year, and I have re-enabled the 4x mod, so we're running at a much slower rate. And it occurred to me, actually, that one of the byproducts of this might be that my shipping makes a bit more money, because one of the reasons that ships don't make much cash is because of the amount of time it takes them to get from one end to the other of their route. So, by having more time in the month, and as a consequence more time in the year, we should see ships turn up all the more often. I don't know. We'll have a look at shipping in a moment, after this elusive train decides to make an appearance. Anyway, we're up 368 so far this year. We're coming up on a month end, so that's going to eat a little bit out of that. But ideally, I'd love to be able to pay back at least one more chunk of loan, if not a couple more chunks in total. And here comes the train in question. Master fulfilling once again there, while we waited for something that I was quite taken by when it happened previously. The other thing I did while waiting was I reconnected as many different road routes as possible. So here's I'll show you the ones that I've done. It sprung to mind simply because we saw one just now. Right, here we go. Brace yourself. Little tank engine. Fill it full of people. Turn it around. Do it. There you go. That's what I noticed. Now, I mean, maybe that was just me, but again, I am all about the sound work that has gone into some of the mods here, and that whistle's fantastic. So yes, I've relayed a bit of road here, which is absolutely horrible. It's created a dip in my track in that way that I always loathe, and the road's got a dip in it, so it's on borrowed time. It will be removed at some point. But this reconnected the route from the road route from Bellinzona to Locarno, which it was flashing about. The only one I've not replaced is Interlaken Interlaken, because it needs a bridge, and I haven't got that kind of money. Not at the present time. So that will be reconnected once I have cash waiting. I also wanted to point out this port, which is on the oil route. We're really not producing enough fuel to fill all of the demand there. You know, we've got enough to ship it into town. Where are you going? You're going to Thun, right? So you're just zipping down the road over there, or in fact over there, which is good. You know, it's making cash. There's plenty in there, but I want to be filling up my oil tanker. On which note, we shall go hunt it down. Now, I don't know if I've done this right. The oil tanker should be up this way. What's that? Is that an island of some kind? I suppose it is. Where are we? Oil tanker. Here we go. Running empty. Let's have a look. It's clearly made a delivery already. Not a very big delivery, it seems. $1,500 really is not the kind of profit that one would be expecting to see from such a vividly blue oil tanker. But I'm happy to run it anyway because it's very pretty. Now, Here's something a little more positive, because we're running 2 ships now here out of, this is Brienne's. We're running 2 ships out of here now, and as a result, we got 112 food waiting to be picked up with, I mean, we can see both the ships. Are you inbound? No, you're outbound. 50 on board. What about you? I know you've got to admire the spotting the ships at long range that was going on there. So you're inbound at the moment, of which there's going to be loads more waiting by the time you get here. Here's the food train. 9 whole bread on board. 9 food. 9. What's going on there then? What's occurring? Are you just feeding the town rather than you know, shipping it back out by train? Because shipping it by train is kind of important. That's not great. As much as the docks are already well supplied, you dropping stuff off in both directions is part of what makes you a heavy hitter in the profit stakes. On which note, we've got enough to pay back a bit more loan. Way repay. There we go. 142. So, I mean, as much as paying off a chunk of loan only saves me 7.5k a year, it saves me 7.5k a year. That's not insignificant. So that's that. You know, I've saved 15k a year now based on those 2 chunks that I've repaid. Meanwhile, we've got, you know, all the food in the world waiting down here. Well, all that unprocessed, admittedly. And that, I mean, this bodes well. It means that as I get faster, stronger locomotives and more able to transport stuff, wagons, that I'll be able to up the profit count significantly. Right, where should we go? Let's just continue following the river here. Sarnen, what's going on here? Precious little is going on in Sarnen. I should at least have an internal commuter route set up so that I can connect it to a train service. Actually, Brienne's isn't, or is it? No, it's not. I haven't connected Brienne's to a train service yet either. Where would we go? I mean, Sarnen's quite an obvious candidate there, but we could do a train line that hugs the coastline, so a riverbank, I suppose, all the way along, putting the stand station around here to encourage some growth on this side of the river. And think about you know, we could make stands like a city of bridges, with multiple routes across the river. And if that doesn't appeal to you, you're watching the wrong show, because it certainly appeals to me. And then make our way to Luzerne. That's an aggressive project. That's going to need a lot of saving up, that one. But I like it. I mean, we've got Wolfenschiessen that's already connected, and that could then, I mean, we could swoop round to stands here, maybe run a line up to Engelberg, which is pretty neglected as it stands. Right, I've got some cash, right? So we ought to at least build 1 route today. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you've just been a tourist all afternoon. Let's just do a very basic point-to-point kind of a transit route, and then you can see the Landauer if nothing else. So right in the middle of town, I reckon's a winner. Where are we here? We're at Innerkirchen, and we're going to take in Gadmen. It sounds like some sort of superhero to me. Right, we'll stick that there, and then we'll also take in Engelberg Humperdinck, which I would love to stick. No, hold on, no, we'll do this. You see, I'd love to bang the big turnaround roundabout there, even though it would be a little anachronistic to do so, because it's just a smidge early for a turning circle or turnaround of this kind. So we won't do that. We will instead deploy a regular little bus stop there, but we'll connect up the road in order for the thing to be able to do the thing. Splendid. Right, and then we shall go, new line, Engelberg Humperdinck to whatever I said that was called, which is conveniently also called Queensway. Oh, it could have been a Queensway triple bill there, but it isn't. So, minor disappointment. Right. What would we call this then? I mean, this is kind of the tiny village route, the unlikely to ever see a train or plane route. It's going to be called Queensway, whatever it is. So this is going to be Gad in. This is going to have a broadly it's Eng, isn't it? Yeah, Eng. Okay, I'm going to have to ponder something a little bit more viable with this. Queensway. I think we'll know what we're talking about, potentially. Right, let's put a depot up on here. And if we do it on the flat, then it will save me a couple of grand in getting it placed. And I was paying attention to those of you who said that depots don't have a running cost, so I no longer delete depots. At some point, however, I will be building the one rail depot to rule them all. So look forward to that. Now we're going to need 4. Let's say 2, 3, 4. Not enough money. We're going to need 3 on this route. That's entirely what I was planning. Gardening. The gardening route. There we go. That's what it's called. There you go. Take a look at a Landauer. Oh, splitter. Let's ride behind, shall we? There they are. The very latest in suspension. The height of luxury. I'm sure the noise never drove anybody to distraction. As we tear along at 13 miles per hour, which is more kilometers per hour. What's that? That's like 16 is 10 miles an hour. So you're looking at, I'd say, 20 kilometers an hour. All right? Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 25. Let's say 25. That's what the game would use. Because I recall one of the coaches having 20 kilometers an hour limit. So there you go. This does about 25. Which seems wrong to me. Anyway, this is the speed that it does. Get over it. Here we are, trotting along. You know what? We could do a. This is a good shot. Kind of summarising the entire series here, but I've got to get low down enough. Because no, I want to be at ground level. I'm going to need some kind of. Oh, hold on. They're coming over the crest of the hill here. I want the mountains in the background. I want Heidi and Goat Peter kicking around, getting up to hijinks. That might do it. Actually, that might be the shot. I do put effort into these screenshots, Right, let's move on and see what else we've got going on while we're still making a bit of cash. But look, we've got 242 grand in the bank that we've earned over the course of 1891. Which has taken us to 626 for the year, and I've spent 230 plus another 48.50, let's say. So I've spent the best part of 300 grand on building stuff, threw another 142 away on the loan. So you're getting on for 450, 500 grand that has just been frittered away on stuff. And we're looking at this could be £1 million profit year if you discount those items, which I will do. And that's all there is to say about that. We made 5 million total revenue last year, which is lovely. This year we're up to 4 3/4 with a bit more to go. Since we're looking at charts before we continue our minor tour of the facilities, let's have a look at the town situation. Let's sort by population. So no surprises, Locarno is number 1, Luzerne is number 2, Bellinzona, Bern, Schwiz, Ennetbergen, Ingeborg. These are places I've looked at. Muster, however, I think we've only just, and there's clearly a passenger route going on there. Isn't this my rather glamorous mountain rail? Oh no! Look at this. We haven't visited here in a while, and we have got city merger going on. Oh, that's amazing! Look at this. This is Tvech and Muster are now, their waters have mingled. That's terrific. And they've not hung around either. They did that really quick. And I think, as a result, I'm going to stick another stop on that route, and I'll stick another couple of vehicles on it as well. Right, where are we? Turen Mustav. Mustav. Show me one of the. There we go. There's one now. Right. Let's bang up a. No, that's trains. You're being incredibly optimistic, and I'd desperately like to put a train. In fact, I probably will. I mean, I'll probably stick a train route on here at some point. I possibly should have given that just a little bit more thought in terms of placement, but it turns out I've done okay. Right, so you go St. John's Road, which is there, to Church Lane, which is there, to Queen Street. We could have a three city merger. Oh, I should do my utmost to encourage that. What have I got? 134k. Okay, yeah, I'm going to encourage it. Right, let's stick a large street on there. It's worth the cost. Yeah, right. I want this building up. So then Queen Street as well. So I could, if I put a bus stop here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try and get these three to merge together. That's brilliant. Right about there on the new bit of road to christen it. Right, what are you called? York Road. Fabulous. Right, Queen Street, add a station. York Road, add a station. Church Lane, it's already on there. These are stops, not stations. Add that one, which is south, and then hold everything. No, you're in the wrong place. Church, right, and then, see, you thought I wouldn't spot that, but I did. I know, I surprised even myself occasionally. Then St. John's, then south. No. You have to click on the one you want it after. Right, there we go. And then south, and then Church, which is doing, and then York, which is doing, and then Queen. Groovy. Right. Let's stick another. Ooh, I don't know, another 3, 4. And is there demand? Yes. Let's get it going. Landauer time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Do we remember what the route's called? Must have. It's called. But it's something must have. There we go. Trun must have. Excellent. Well, that was a surprise that if we were on a regular kind of a show today, we wouldn't have spotted. So there you go. These fine fellas they're going to bunch up a little bit as they get stuck behind the horse and cart approach to ferrying passengers around. But every road vehicle that is passenger oriented right now is set to replace with the Landauer instead of anything horse drawn. So eventually. That should pan out, but that's quite a splendid development. How many have we got waiting here? 21. So there's plenty of demand. Zip along the road here. This is almost worth doing one of the pre-planned. I don't know if you know about it or not. I know several of you do definitely, but in the latest update, the developers added the ability to do a fly past or a fly-through of pre-designated camera angles. Yeah, I should do this, shouldn't I? It's very time-consuming. That's the only bad side. But personally, I think that the end result here would be pretty special. Particularly if I manage to figure out a way of laying a train route that goes through all of this. It's one long road as well. That's great. I don't even think we're there yet, are we? No, this is pretty good stuff. So yeah, okay, all right. Leave that one with me. I shall sink the time into it at some point and do a fly through of that kind, and I shall set it to some peaceful music for those of you who like such things. Meanwhile, we've got another merger going on at Rialp and Andermatt. That's also kind of cool. Alp de Sorecchia is not going to be joining the party, but another one here. We could be seeing a Goshin and Andermatt connection. That's not beyond the realm of possibility. Meanwhile, Goshen and Vossen have linked, and since we're in the area, we really ought to stop by the scenic train. 12 passengers. What's your problem? You're not even making me any money. What's going on here? Why aren't you making me any money? I suspect that could be aided by sticking another wagon or two on this commuter route. What are we looking here? Was Goschenen St. John. There's a name to conjure with. Right. It's Landauer Crazy, I think, is going to be the name of this episode. Was Goschenen St. John. There we go. Off you trot. Get the people moving. And, I mean, this is the only downside of the 4x mod is that while you're waiting for cash to happen, you can spend a long time waiting for cash to happen. Right. How many people have we got waiting here? 10, 11, and 2. Again, there's just not a lot of demand here, is there? But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick a Landauer on it and see if that sticks a bolt of lightning into proceedings. I don't even know where I am. Where are we? What's this place called? It's Gurtnellen, as you jolly well know. Right, set that on. Well, that'll be GUR if I've named it predictably. There we go. GUR Queensway. Off you trot. Hopefully that will help provide a little bit of extra interest. Right, now I'm just going to round out today, because I mean I apologise for this being making a bit of money, but hopefully the sights and sounds that we've taken in have been worthwhile. But it was also pointed out for people who are unfamiliar, and I have to consider myself part of that crew, with the geography of the area. We're going to consider the river here at Witznau and Ennetbergen as the bottom of this map. Geographically, that's probably completely wrong. In fact, it's almost certainly completely wrong. I would expect the Alps to be in the south. But for the sake of this for this series, we will consider this lake area here to be the bottom. So Ingerbol, Schwiz, Altdorf, and I don't believe it, Unterschachen is also merged with Altdorf, and it looks like Erzfeld is going to do something similar as well. This is brilliant. When I've got some cash, the train lines that we're going to make through here will make you cry with their abject beauty. So Emmen is neglected currently, and then you've got Luzerne here, Stans, Wolfenschiessen, Ennetbergen, Engelberg, and Innerkirchen, and Gadman, which we've already talked about today, so there's no excuse for pronouncing those badly. Sarnen, Brienz, Interlaken, there's Frutigen and Kandersteg, and a bit of Thun, and some Bern and Locarno, and Volen by Bern, and Bellinzona and Biasca. Right, so they're the northmost points that we've kind of dealt with so far, or the topmost points. I suspect this is the actual direction we're looking at, but I've committed to it now. And then you've got Trunsmuster Tvech, which are properly remote. A Tvech to Andermatt train route with maybe something a little more local from Truns could be quite exciting. Andermatt could become some kind of centralized, I don't know, distribution station of some description, as you've got this gully going down through Geschenen and Wassen through to Gürtnellen. And then you've got a good run down to Erstfield and Bristen and Unterschachen and Altdorf. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Next time around, I think I'll probably run forward a year without spending anything at all in order to just get a bit in the bank so we can do something new. Exactly what? I don't know. But you know, that's all part of the charm, right? Is you know, we'll be delivering on something else. How many you pack in there? Nothing. Well, you're not going to make me any money on your second stop off if you're not hauling anything at all, are you? Did you even think about that? I don't think you did. I do want to see a Cannstatt though. Have we got any in service? Just before I bid you a fond farewell. There's a Landauer that's been replaced. Where are we? I must have one. Oh, here we go. Look, here's one now. There we go. This is the other new vehicle, and it's got a driver now. It never used to have a driver. How recently have they added drivers to the Cannstatt, I wonder? Why have I not noticed this before? It looks pretty flipping precarious, though, I'll tell you that. Firstly, you've got a very high centre of balance, which means it's going to be properly tippy. I wouldn't fancy going down a hill like that on one, because you're going to end up doing some kind of mad jump into the lake. If you did bump into anything, you're going straight over the front before being run over by what is undoubtedly a 20-ton steel truck. It's probably not made of steel, it's probably made of lead. Yeah, okay, well look, I do appreciate it as for what it is. It's pretty glorious what it is, but there we go. And it's going to revolutionise my industrial output significantly. Right, I'll be back in the next episode with something more buildy oriented. If you've got a suggestion, stick it in the comments. I'm all ears. I haven't got anything particular in mind right now, so I'm open to suggestions as to what we might go for next, and hopefully that fly through of the map may fuel your imagination. I've been Colonel Failure. Please chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not yet done so, and I'll catch up with you next time. Thank you for watching. Cheerio.